Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. I had a problem at my last home. What had happened was I was living with my landlord, and I overshared a bunch of information with my landlord, and the information was turned against me. What had happened is that I shared too much about what I do for a living, about my day-to-day work, about my personal life. I shared with her when I was having difficulty with dating, and then finally when I got a relationship going, I shared that with her too. Not to mention that the girl came over a couple of times as well. And I think my landlord was very good at making use of that information. You know, it's kind of sad because I've been renting all of my life. And I find that, let me give you another example. There was another time that I had called another landlord on roomies.com. And when I got to his home, I realized that, this landlord is really picky about a number of things. Maybe I should shop around. And I told him that I would call him back when I got home. His name is Mike. And when I got home, when I opened up roomies.com again to look up rooms for rent in that city, to my horror, I saw a listing from Mike, a listing from Mike, a listing from Mike, a listing from Mike. And I really got the sense, maybe this is stereotypical, but I really got the sense that the way Mike acquired all of these properties is by being a poker face and playing with everybody's emotions. I really got the sense of that. Anyways, jumping back to the landlord that I actually did rent from, I overshared. We had a plumbing emergency, not of my doing, but a short 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, water pipe had burst and flooded the home. And I was at work and the carpet was torn out. You guys saw. Machines were running, and for 2 nights it was loud. And I don't know how the landlord even thought that was a livable situation. The insurance company said that was livable. Yeah, 100 decibel machines running all night, heat running all night, potential for mold. I don't get it. But whatever the situation is, I didn't want to complain. And the reason I didn't want to complain, and this is where oversharing probably hurt me, I had just finally got a relationship going with a girl. I didn't want to punctuate the celebration of that. So Thanksgiving night, I met up with my girlfriend at another friend's home for Thanksgiving dinner. And when I got home, it was Thursday night, right? This would have been November 28th. My landlord, just a week after that water pipe burst, my landlord, now looking back at it, had the audacity to ask me if I could pay my rent early. And I zelled it to her without even making a stink about it. I'm so ashamed of myself. I had just come home from the first time ever spending a holiday night with a girl. And it was just like, let the good times roll. And I think had I not shared everything that I shared with the landlord, after all, we have another roommate. And I'm not sure if she asked the other roommate to pay early. Actually, she didn't, because the other roommate was away on vacation, unless she texted her. But now looking back at it, I was playing poker with all my cards showing to everybody. But this is a tough one because I don't normally have a lot of people to share with. And a lot of times my options are to bottle it up and explode, pressure cook myself, or share it out and let people walk all over me. A lot of times I only have those two options, and people walk all over me. That's why I'm wanting you guys to pray that I inherit $1 billion. Oh, if I have $1 billion, right, and I can overshare all I want, right? Of course, so I might blow through that billion before I know it if it becomes a routine habit to do that, right? I don't know. I'd love to share everything. I really do. I really do love to share everything, as long as it doesn't jeopardize personal safety, right? If I had $1 billion, I wouldn't share that I had $1 billion in the bank account, but I might share my day-to-day arrangements, right, or or what I'm doing with my dating life, what I'm doing with my work life. Yeah, people would walk all over it. So what? It's fun, and right. The other way that I think oversharing might have hurt is that I obviously overshared about my art projects, and my landlord probably knew that I wouldn't try to assert my rights in the apartment because I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to my art, right? My other roommate might not have so many personal things. I mean, granted, she probably does have valuables in her room, but nothing sentimental, right? And so, if she loses her stuff, she can assert her rights there, right? She's not emotionally that attached. So, um, I really suck when see. I can deal with people that I can confidently share with. For example, I'm not going to be too worried about sharing with my new girlfriend about these things, right? Because if she walks all over me and because I share, that's a good warning sign. I can walk away from that, right? I'm not going to be too worried about. Right now, I'm staying at a hostel. I'm only going to be here a week, and I'm not going to worry too much. They're not going to walk on me in the space of a week, right? We could have some good laughs and all that. Where I have problems with is people that I need to be friendly with, but who are not actual friends, right? Landlords, colleagues, and bosses immediately come to mind, right? Any other long-term uh, uh, or at the community college, right? The police officers there are kind of like that too, right? You can't share too much, right? You still have to have that professional relationship, right? I struggle with those kinds of relationships the most. The ones that kind of combine personal with business, right? When I go to a coin dealer, that's total business, right? I know where to share there, right? When I go buy a car, that's 100% business, right? 100% personal ones are easy too, right? The girlfriend or the circle of friends that we were with, those are easy too, right? The ones that kind of combine the two are where I run into a lot of trouble, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.